one game away. Blow up. We're playing for something, man. We're playing for something. This gotta mean something to you. It gotta mean something. Everything you got. Let's finish this.
Do it, fellas.
Let's go.
Let's do it, fellas.
Finish 2-3. 1, 2, 3.
You ready to make history? Come on now. Yeah. You know, there's these two words. And when I say them, people get goosebumps because they know what happens next. So without further ado, free smoke. Look. Scared cause I'm drowning in silence with bad thoughts. These days I don't have nothing to say, man, the bag talks. I put in headphones on my driver. Pull up to the spot and give a good dick and Godiva. I can't lie, I'm uninspired. No more pillow talking about nonsense. I only stick around to put some band-aids on my conscience. I don't know why I feel so bad, nigga. That's what we do, no foundation. We don't build no more, we just screw. Half a bottle of Henny, girl, I'm going with the wind. The same niggas say they happy for me, ain't want me to win. So I'm done on my friends. Don't need help popping Coronas and reminiscing. I just call up Big Bro J and say it's time for venting. If I live forever, I hold this hate for some centuries. You don't know how much I have you doing what it meant to me, but motherfuck all that. I don't even offer up the time to make the call back. Stupid Lodo, if they don't get the picture now, man, I crop them out of the photo. I can't relate to my peers. Been doing this shit for years. I'm motivated by fears. I took the wheel and I steer. My sound not dictated by fuck boys in Atlanta. Stay gifted like this album was ghost written by Santa Bars forever, like they decided to throw me under slammer. Every song's a hit like they picture me underhanders. I could drop 1,000,000 songs, but they never gon' understand us. Soapbox sermons for niggas never giving chances. Fight our whole lives to get these weak ass advances. Work twice as hard for the shit that they getting handed. And this ain't even nothing we chose, nigga, we branded. Still can't tell why all of these niggas mad at me. I'm trying to get 100 so I can put my team on salary. Give it all to the art, man, I turn my life to a gallery. Man, damn, what a fucked up masterpiece. 1,100 shots and I swear, man, I felt them all. If we ain't even good on our blocks, man, who can we call? Pre-decline state of mind, we broke crabs in the barrel. Got us fighting our folk, man, this shit just a life of peril.
When did winning not become the main thing? I always say keep the main thing, where, you know, winning is the only thing that truly matters.
You find yourself alone, riding in green fields with the sun on your face. Do not be troubled. Brothers, what we do in life echoes in eternity.
Welcome back to another episode of Kicking It with Saint. I appreciate you for being here. Had a lot of growth in the month of November, a lot of viewers. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the new viewers, old viewers. Obviously, I truly do appreciate the old viewers. And all the regular viewers, that's a better word than old viewers, you know what I'm saying? Old viewers sound weird. I just appreciate all the support, all the growth. I truly do. Hopefully December is an even better month, but I hope everybody is out there that is watching, that is listening. It's having a dope day, bro. Dope day, afternoon, night. Whichever point in time of the day you're listening to this, I do appreciate you for being here. I truly do. You couldn't even imagine. Week 13 in the NFL is here. Boy, it feels like the season has just been gliding right on by. But we are here in week 13. Yo, I ate rice and steak again for dinner. Excuse me. We got 12 games this week, including the Monday night football game. Well, 13 games if you want to include the Thursday night football, because technically that is a part of week 13. And we already talked about the Dallas Cowboys beating the Seattle Seahawks. But we got 12 more games to get into to predict and preview going into this week. Ayo, next show on Sunday, I'm probably going to have my top 5 Christmas songs, bro. Top 5 Christmas songs. It could be a longer list than 5. It could be like 6 or 7. It depends. I don't know yet. See, the thing is, yo, do you consider that song Hallelujah? This is a real question. Do we consider the song Hallelujah a Christmas song? And which version do you prefer? Because there's a lot of good versions. You got Jeff Buckley, Leonard Cohen, Pentatonic or Pentatonics, however you pronounce their name. You got a lot of people who done performed it. Hallelujah. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that is insane. I feel like Hallelujah is one of them songs that everybody probably should have heard at some point in their lifetime. Unless you like 4, 5, 6. But even then, I mean. But you know, if you done seen Shrek, you done seen it. I heard there was a secret chord that I heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do you? And it goes like these: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fourth, and the major lift. The baffled king composing hallelujah. 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 Bro, Leonard Cohen fucked that shit up, bro. I like his raspy voice, bro. Some people not gonna like his interpretation of the song, but I love Leonard Cohen. That's probably my favorite version of it, especially the live version. Oh, now baby, I've been here before. I like Leonard Cohen, period, though. That's an artist that y'all need to check out, bro. I fuck with Leonard Cohen. If you somebody who like raspy voices and soulful like sounding voices, I fought against the bottle, but I had to do it drunk. I fuck with that song. It's just a lot of how come you call me here tonight? How come you bother with this so hard at all? And he got one of my favorite songs, bro. Famous Blue Raincoat, bro. I love that song, bro. J.K. by with a lock of your hair. She said that you gave it to her that night, that you planned to go clear. Ah, yes, J. Bruh, that song is so hard, bro. It's called Famous Blue Raincoat, bro. I love that fucking song. I'm probably gonna listen to it after this show. But Leonard Cohen is a dog, bro. I think he got my favorite. You know what? Pentatonic's version of Hallelujah is pretty hard. Mary, did you know? That's a hard song too. But Pentatonics has pretty much killed that shit too. They got a couple Christmas bops now that I'm thinking about it. They got my second favorite version of Hallelujah, I think. Unless I'm forgetting somebody else's version. But if you think that's a Christmas song, I think that's a Christmas song, personally. Like, it could be an everyday song also, but I don't hear people listening to that song on an everyday basis, even though I wouldn't care if people did. I just feel like that's a Christmas song. I don't know why, but I feel like it's a Christmas song. Then you got the Mary, Did You Know? Mary, did you know that your baby boy was Lord of all creation? Mary, did you know? I fuck with that too. It's another song. I fuck with CeeLo's version of that. Bro, one of my favorite Okay, I'm giving away my list, bro. Y'all just gonna have to tune into the next episode to get the list, bro. Anyways, let's get into these week 13 picks and prediction. We're gonna start off by talking about the Philadelphia Eagles at home taking on the San Francisco 49ers. A rematch of last year's NFC Championship game. A lot of trash talk. Deebo been talking a lot of shit. Boy, he been talking a lot of shit. Hassan Reddick even decided to chirp back. Now, this is my only message to Deebo, because I don't mind the talking trash back and forth. That doesn't bother me. I think it's very interesting when, you know, the guys do this chirping and the media is like, yeah, we need this in the game, yada, yada, yada. And then when it escalates, they're like, oh, you know, we can't have this, yada, yada. Okay, so you promote it at that, and then it's very interesting. But anyways, my only thing with the trash talk from Deebo, bro, you do know that game cannot be you can't go back and replay that game. Like, that game is done. It's over with. Like, you got to move on, my guy. Like, I don't understand dwelling on this. Unless dwelling on this is going to get you to a Super Bowl and win it, I don't really understand dwelling on this, man. I feel like you got to go ahead and turn the page on this, bro. Like, the Eagles didn't do anything wrong. Like, it's not like they went out there and cheated or anything like that. Regardless of how you may feel, the Eagles went out there and played a fair game, a clean game, and they won the game. Brock Purdy getting hurt was just a product of football. Like, if Jalen Hurts had got hurt, the Eagles could have been saying the same thing. Like, part of being a football player is you understand injuries happen, especially seeing as how that was the fourth quarterback that was hurt for the 49ers last year. So I don't understand the trash talk or having some type of hate towards the Eagles because the Eagles went out there and capitalized. I don't even think it's fair to say they capitalized on the 49ers getting hurt. They just went out there and played football and did what they were supposed to do. If the Eagles lose the game with Brock Purdy getting hurt, then what are we saying? So that would be my only thing when it comes to the trash talk. However, like I said, I don't mind it, don't understand it, but I don't care for it. I mean, I don't mind it. But yes, this should be the game of the week. Probably will end up being one of the games of the year. Hopefully, if all goes well. And I think this is going to be a great game. I've been going back and forth in my head with this. I'm picking the Eagles to win this game, but I've been going back and forth with this one in my head because I like Brock Purdy. If you listen to the show, watch the show, you know I like Brock Purdy. You done heard me talk about Brock a lot. But I'm interested to see how Brock play in this game. So I haven't seen Brock play in a lot of big games as far as the opposing quarterback on the other side, I think very highly of. I understand he beat Dak Prescott, and I do think highly of Dak Prescott, but I done told you before, I don't think that as highly as I think of Dak and Tua in the same case. Tua done even beaten the top quarterbacks before, but I haven't seen Dak religiously go and beat the top guys. It's a small sample size. I haven't seen Brock Purdy go out there and I seen him with everything going right. Yeah, I done seen Brock Purdy be great, and I don't hold that against him because obviously I like Brock Purdy. However, I'm not stupid, okay? I can clearly see when the 49ers are at their best, Brock Purdy and you don't ask Brock Purdy to carry the team. I understand Brock Purdy put up some great performances, and I take that into account. And I take into account how he played when his pieces probably wasn't there and yada, yada, yada. My biggest concern is, can he put on not even necessarily as clean a performance as he put on against some of these teams who we look at the 49ers as way better than? Can he put on a clean performance when it matters the most? So on drives that you got to have it. In parts of the game where we have to keep the momentum going. On parts of the game where we got to get our defense, we got to keep our defense off the field because they probably done been out there for too long. Can Brock Purdy and the offense look good? Can they not even look good? Can they come through in those big moments in this big game? Because I don't care about, like I said, I don't mind the trash talk, but I don't really care about it. All I care about is can Brock Purdy, he was hurt last year he got hurt in that game. Okay, so now I'm not even thinking about it. So now I'm thinking of this is your first time against this Eagles team. I'm imagining you play this entire game. Can you make the plays against this Eagles team that I know Jalen Hurts is going to make against the 49ers? Because he done made them against big team after big team on a weekly basis at this point. Will Brock Purdy be able to make the... See, this is my thing. I done said it multiple times. The great quarterbacks don't have to be great all game. They have to be great when it matters the most. I think Brock Purdy is on the verge of being a great quarterback. Regardless of how people feel about Brock Purdy and him having Kyle Shanahan, him having a lot of help with the 49ers. I get all of that. I even had somebody tell me earlier this week, or whichever point in time this come up. I'm recording this on a Saturday. Somebody told me this week when I was talking about Brock Purdy, they was like, bro, Jimmy G basically did everything that Brock doing. And I wasn't, because I don't like arguing with stats and all that. But I understand what they were saying. I understand what they were saying in the grand scheme of things. However, watching Jimmy and watching Brock, bro, defenses is not sitting back saying, let Brock throw. That's just not happening, bro. Brock Purdy is going up the field, bro. He is not dinking and dunking throughout the entirety of the game. He is not having it. Bro, I understand that the plays is great plays, and I get the scheme and the system and all that. But Brock Purdy done look, to me, none of the quarterbacks Kyle Shanahan done had in this offense done look nowhere near as what Brock Purdy done looked in his, year. And it wasn't even a full, how many games did Brock play last year? Bro, I'm thinking that Brock done now, I don't even know if he done play a full 16 games of his career yet, or 17 games to be considered like a full season yet. Regardless, in the amount of time Brock done been in for Kyle Shanahan, no other quarterback, in my opinion, who done been put in Kyle Shanahan's offense has looked nowhere near this good. You know who Brock Purdy remind me of? He looked a lot like Matt Ryan with all those weapons he had in Atlanta when he had Kyle Shanahan and they made that Super Bowl run. He looked like he could look like Matt Ryan the next couple years. I'm not going to lie to you. I like Brock Purdy, bro. And I'm willing to be wrong. But just off of what I'm seeing right now, I don't see a quarterback that's just, oh man, if you take away Kyle Shanahan, he'd be absolute garbage. All I see is great coaching, a great offensive guru in Kyle Shanahan, understanding what to do. And it's not even like Kyle Shanahan is like his system fits all. He mold his system based upon the talent he has at the quarterback position. I like Brock. And so I'm interested to see if Brock can take the next step in. See, I don't judge the quarterbacks the way the media judge quarterbacks. Now, I know a lot of people don't like Brock because they'll look at some show on ESPN or Fox, FS1, and they'll see somebody overhyping Brock. They're like, oh, he the best thing. Yeah, he should be MVP. I don't do that. I'm just going off of, I literally been basing Brock off of every game I watch him. A continuous build. That's how I base them all. That's why I don't hop out the window unless somebody show me something that's just like, this dude is it. If Brock Purdy can go into this game and play great in all the moments because this is a big game. I don't care what nobody say. This is a big game because the 49ers and the Eagles are going to be fighting for that first position. And now who knows if the Eagles will lose enough games to lose first place in the NFC. But just imagine it do come down to first place in the NFC between them and the 49ers. And this game will make a difference on who get that position. So this is an important game. Plus, when you play again in the playoffs, which a lot of people imagine these two teams will be competing for the NFC Championship. Now you got bragging rights on the line. You're going to remember this game, even though this game will not matter when that game come around because a lot of different things could happen. Could have happened since that moment. But this to me is an important game, regardless. Now, it could be easy for the Eagles to look at this game and think that it don't really matter that much. We 10-1. We done what we needed to do up to this point. But I think the Eagles look at this game as very important. The Eagles got a lot of competitors on their team, bro. Point blank, period. And then when you got that many type of top tier competitors who want to win, who want to be great, who want to have bragging rights, who want to be able to talk shit to you. I know Jalen Hurts is the ultimate. Jalen Hurts is the ultimate professional, but don't get it twisted, bro. He got dogs on that side with him who bark, and they bark loud, bro. Every dog ain't as quiet and calm and cool and collected as Jalen Hurts, bro. Proof of it is AJ Brown. Like, I was so happy when this motherfucker got up out the AFC. I was sick and tired of playing this motherfucker every year when he was on the Titans with the Ravens, bro. I was tired of him cooking Marlon Humphreys on a yearly basis. I couldn't wait till that motherfucker got out of the AFC. I hope he stay in Philly the rest of his fucking career, bro. Dead ass. If we got to see him again, let it be in the Super Bowl, bro. And even then, that's the one thing that scared me about the Eagles meeting up against the Ravens in the Super Bowl. Marlon Humphreys is going to have demons, nightmares flowing around his head of all this shit that AJ Brown done put him through, bro. And AJ Brown coming into that game saying to his team, I done cooked this dude on multiple occasions. For most people coming into this game, they like, oh, that's Marlon Humphrey. That's a top tier corner. AJ Brown coming into this game, I done cooked this defense. I done cooked this rotation of players. Every player that's on the Ravens right now that's great, aside from Roquan, done played against AJ Brown and got cooked by AJ Brown. Aside from also some of the other guys that's on the front four, like a Jadeveon Clowney. But Marlon Humphreys, Geno, Stevenson, they all was there. So That's the one thing that scared the shit out of me when it comes to the Ravens playing against the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Because confidence play a big role in how somebody perform. And A.J. Brown is going to go into a game against the Ravens saying to himself, I'm not scared of this defense, specifically this secondary. He not going to care that they done got better. He not going to care that was years ago. He is just going to remember the fact that he done burnt one of the best cornerbacks in football on a routine basis. He going to think about those contested catches he had against him. He going to think about the times he done ran past the defense. He going to think about the times he caught short passes and just muscle his way through the defense for big games. He going to think about when he beat the Ravens in the playoffs when he was a part of the Titans. That scares me. But we're not talking about that. That's not here. We're talking about this game. And I don't know, bro, I'm just getting bad reporting. Fred Warner played last week. So I don't know who it was. I don't know how I saw that report that Fred Warner was hurt, but whatever. I am very interested to see if Brock Purdy can, because I think ultimately what this game will come down to is the quarterbacks making the big time plays in the big time moments. I know Jalen Hurts going to do his job. He done it all year. He did it last year. He had a phenomenal game in the Super Bowl. They didn't lose that because of Jalen Hurts. I don't know if Brock Purdy could come into this game and get the job done against this type of team, this type of competition. And the thing about it is, because I understand some people will say, well, he done played against other defenses. Did the other team have a quarterback opposite that could do what Brock Purdy could do? Even better than how Brock Purdy do it. See, that's what people don't understand. I remember when Lamar Jackson told a reporter, I'm not playing against Pat Mahomes. I'm playing against the Chiefs defense. My brother, you playing against Patrick Mahomes. This ain't Lamar Jackson going up against a Houston Texan team without CJ Stroud. If this is the case, if you go up against another team that don't got a superior quarterback, sure, it's Lamar. You're not going up against that quarterback. You're going up against that defense. You're absolutely right. But when you go up against a team with a Joe Burrow, Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen, a Lamar Jackson, you going up against that other quarterback because you know you're going to have to match what they could do to your defense. I don't care how good you might think your defense is. When you go up against another great quarterback, all bets is off because you know that other quarterback can light it up. So you know I got to be just as great as that other quarterback. So indeed, you do go up against that other quarterback. And that's what Brock Purdy is going to have to understand going into this game. He is very much going to have to match what Jalen Hurts can do. If Jalen Hurts show up in the clutch, he's going to have to show up in the clutch. And I think that'll ultimately dictate this game. Now, I think you got two great defenses. Both the 49ers defense don't scare me as much as shaky as the Eagles defense can be at times. However, the Eagles close out very well. And when the Eagles front is clicking, they can get to the quarterback just as good as the 49ers. Now, I don't like using that game against the Seahawks because of how god-awful that offensive line performance was against the 49ers. I don't think the 49ers will have nearly that type of they ain't getting to Jalen Hurts with the type of ease they got to Geno. This is a completely different offensive line. They just went up against an offensive line that was a D, F tier type. The Eagles is a S tier offensive line, bro. Point blank period. I still think they got the best center in football right now in Jason Kelsey. And they still might got the best outside guard, right guard in Lane Johnson. Still might have the best. To be completely honest with you, the entire offensive line, both guards, both tackles, and the center, all of them is really great to me. All of them is Pro Bowl level players. Like 4 dudes on their line is all pros. Like the offensive line of the Eagles is ridiculous, bro. So this will be a very different game than what the 49ers just played against the to me, this is even a different game than what you played against Dallas. Because Dallas, to me, is not as clutch as Philly. Dallas's quarterback is nowhere near as clutch as Jalen Hurts. And that's the difference ultimately. And I can't wait till this game is over and the Eagles win it. Because what will they say then? What are they going to say if the Eagles win this one clutch? What are they going to say? Oh, they barely won this one too. I'm just interested to see it. And this is a great level of competition for the Eagles. The 49ers is a great level of competition for anybody who plays, who against anybody who plays them. The only team that I think the 49ers could really, really struggle against is a team that has a spectacular secondary and a great pass rush combined. Like the middle linebacking core don't really have to be, the linebacking core don't have to be spectacular. Like, and I understand they'll attack the middle of the field at different parts and whatnot. But a team that could really get after Brock Purdy and a team that could really defend in the back end, I think that's the type of team that really would give the 49ers hell. I don't even think you would have to be be a great run stopping team. To me, if you can defend in the secondary and make sure that the 49ers can't pull off like no big plays, because eventually what happened through the duration of a game, if an offense cannot pick you apart by hitting the deep plays, picking up big plays, they have to continue to rely on run after the catch on short passes. Eventually defenses come up and make plays on that. That's when the bobble catches for interceptions happen. That's when the pick sixes happen. That's when dudes start getting drilled and dropping passes. So I'm not worried about if a defense have to adjust throughout a game by coming up because teams can't attack them deep. That's a good thing if you're a defense. And when that also happens, you basically kill the run game because now you put more people up and you can react to the run a little bit quicker. The thing that worried me about the 49ers is if they go up against a team with cornerbacks who can lock up that outside cornerbacks, because they don't have Brandon Ayuk pretty big. I don't know if they got the most physical receivers. So two physical great corners with a great safety help behind them could really do a good number on this. Especially imagine a Roquan Smith, Fred Warner type of middle linebacker being able to shut down and be physical with a George Kittle. And then you got a good pass rush coming from the entire defensive line. Like you don't just have Trent Williams being able to shut down one side so that eliminate a pass rush. No, you got multiple guys who can go and get sacked. I think that's where you would struggle if you the 49ers. Because then it wouldn't be easy for Brock Purdy to just be able to stick to the whatever. Like if you somebody who think Brock Purdy just played to the script that Kyle Shanahan put out there, that type of defense will fuck the script all the way up. They wouldn't even have to always get home. If they could continuously shrink the pocket and pressure Brock Purdy and force him to make quick decisions, and you got smart linebackers, it's just gonna get tough. Because if he can't hold on to the ball because the secondary is never letting guys get open, if the short passes eventually get taken away because the duration of the game, linebackers realize they only have the short passes, the slants, and the quick little dump routes to play with, and the screens and whatnot. Then I think you kind of fuck up that motion game for the 49ers. And it'll be interesting to see if the Eagles can do it, because I do think the Eagles had the type of team that can do it. They can get pressure throughout everybody on the defensive line. They're not just relying on the left side or the right side or the middle. They can get pressure from the middle and both left and right. They can also defend pretty great in the secondary when they want to. So, and they got pretty good linebackers. This will be a very interesting game. And I'm taking the 49ers. I'm taking the Eagles to win a close one. I think the Eagles will win this one by at least a touchdown. I don't think it'll be a blowout. But a lot of people think the Eagles are about to lose this game. And I think you're correct. This might be one of them games where the Eagles show up and say, you know what? Let's flex on them real quick. Show y'all what we really about. Because I'm telling you, I've been watching the Eagles all season. I haven't missed a game. This just looked like a team that's patiently walking their way to another Super Bowl. They saying we don't need to wear a Rolex. We don't have to put on the crazy chains. We don't need to have a flashy shoe. Like we got on a suit and tie, clean black suit and tie, and we just making our way to another Super Bowl appearance because last year we did all that other shit. We didn't win it. We know what we about now. We just trying to get there. They got the workers hat on, matter of fact. That's what I've been seeing from the Eagles. But let's go over these other games. Miami is in Washington taking on the Washington Commanders. I saw a report, and I'm pretty sure it was a fake one because an alert would have came through on my phone that the Commanders had fired Ron Rivera. I'm pretty sure that was fake. But they might after this game. I'm taking Miami to beat the Washington Commanders. And I don't even think this will. I don't think this is gonna be a close game, man. The Commanders' defense done basically stopped playing this season. The offense done maxed out basically. Miami's defense been playing pretty good over the last couple weeks. Yeah, Miami should go in there and get it done. I'm taking Miami. Atlanta is in New York taking on New Jersey, I guess, taking on the Jets. Now, you see, this was an interesting one because I really want to take the Jets because of the defense, but I think we are now at the point of the season where the Jets defense, unless they just rejuvenate it to see if they can win enough games to get Aaron Rodgers back and have a chance, I don't really see it, man. I think the Jets defense done checked out basically, and the offense is god-awful. I'm going to take Atlanta, and I don't even want to take Atlanta. I hate it when you got to pick between two teams that's under 500, bro. It's the worst feeling. It's like, which shit stink worse? Which one gonna stink less this week? Anyways, Detroit is in New Orleans taking on the New Orleans Saints. And I imagine, Jared Goff's glass slipper done turned back into a croc. And so I imagine Derek Carr gonna play like a croc on Sunday also. So this is a tough game to pick. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because it's in New Orleans. So New Orleans offense could show up. They got the pieces to. I really don't understand why Jameis Winston haven't been given a legitimate opportunity to be a starter again. Like, this is coaching at this point, bro. If you don't feel like you can coach Jameis up, but you bring Derek Carr out here on a weekly. You remember when people were saying that Derek Carr was done dirty by the Raiders? This is exactly why I told y'all the Raiders took too long to get rid of Derek Carr. Because exactly the performances that you keep seeing from him on a weekly basis, bro. Derek Carr played down to the level of the competition that is on the other side of the ball for the other team. He either play just like them or worse. It is no in-betweens usually. And on a rare occasion, you might get a good Derek Carr game. The Derek Carr that play like people talk about how he play on a regular basis, which just ain't the case. It's astounding to me how low Derek Carr can go at this point. It's almost like he played a limbo challenge on a weekly basis. But I'm going to take Detroit in this game with that being said. Jared Goff done been pretty bad the last couple weeks also, but not a shocker to me. However, this is actually a tough game to pick too, because even though Detroit got the better record, New Orleans is still very much fighting for something. And New Orleans still got weapons on that offense to where they could come and play a good, like if Jared Goff play a good game, Derek Carr could match it this week. This is a tough one. Y'all seeing that the Detroit defense not all that, even though I've been telling y'all that for like probably a good month or plus now. This is why I tell y'all got to look at the competition that these defenses play and whatnot. They're going off of, it was a couple years ago where I realized that, these defensive ratings do not matter. They just don't. Really, the Ravens helped me realize that because their defenses would play great against some bad competition. And then when they play against the good teams, they just was not playing the same. And I was like, bro, these ratings don't mean a fucking thing. And then I saw the Steelers also racking up big time wins against bad teams. And I'm like, yeah, if you really saw how bad this defense was against a good, you watch them against bad teams and you be like, against a good team, they would not be this great. I'm taking nothing away from TJ and them boys, but this is not, this is because of the offense they facing. And I realized that early when it came to Detroit. But this is because I kind of want to take New Orleans. I'm not gonna lie to you. Because Detroit on the road, I don't really trust. I'm gonna take Detroit. I don't want to though. Indy is in Tennessee taking on the Titans. I'm gonna take Indy because I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think Will Levis is a good quarterback right now. Now, obviously, I'm not gonna jump to judgment and everything, but I'm not seeing what I need to see from Will Levis yet. And that could have a lot to do with the head coach. They might end up having to let Mike Variable go and bring in an offensive-minded guy, bro. It was a good run with Mike Variable, but I don't know if you done maxed out on what you can get out of him at this point because this offense can no longer just be run through Derrick Henry. They passed that point. Derrick Henry not that same type of running back no more. And the fact that this offense hasn't evolved at this point past, and then trading away A.J. Brown just don't make sense even to this day. But especially when you consider how much better the Eagles got in acquiring, that's got to be one of the biggest L's in a trade that I've ever seen. But I'm taking Indy to win this game. Yeah, I'm not confident in the Indy, Tennessee, Detroit, New Orleans, Atlanta, or New York. It's tough. The Chargers head into New England and take on the the Patriots. A laughing stock in my mind right now. For most teams, you would be saying that the head coach is about to be fired at the end of the season, but we're dealing with Bill Belichick, so he's still living off of them rings. I expect the Chargers to win this game. The Chargers defense probably going to have a great game this week. If they bring what they brought against the Ravens, New England probably won't score this week. I expect Mac Jones to throw about 2-3 dumbass interceptions. He'll probably get benched at some point in time this game if he don't start the game benched. And if that is the case, then I expect the Chargers to probably walk away with about 5 turnovers in this game, if not more. But the Chargers should win this game. Denver taking on Houston. This is going to be an interesting game because Denver's defense is great. Obviously, they've been like the number 1 ranked defense in the league since that 70-point game. They have been phenomenal, and they show it on a weekly basis. And I like the Houston defense, but they're not what I thought they would be at this point in the season. But the Houston offense is better than the Denver offense. Here's always my problem with the Denver Broncos. Right now, you need an offense that is consistent to be able to beat the Broncos defense. I'm not worried about the Broncos offense. They'll probably find a way to score enough points to win the game. However many points that is, who knows? If it ain't 25, they have a chance. I don't know if the Broncos offense could put up 25 points on a regular basis at this point. I just think they have one of the most inept offenses in the league. The beauty in the offense, if it is a such thing in an offense like this, is they play so scared to lose the game that they rarely turn the ball over. So they really don't give you much of a chance to beat themselves. Like, unless somebody just have a freak interception, like somebody bobble a catch or just a fumble happen, Denver don't play a type of offense that could really lead to too many turnovers, which is why I said they were going to beat Cleveland last week. Because as great as Cleveland's defense is, they need an offense that's going to actually go out there and try to play a game in which we could have some turnovers, but we could overcome it. And Cleveland's defense come and say, no, you can't. Denver's offense is not an offense in which goes out there and says, we're going to take chances and do something. No, they stick to the script. They do as many things as possible to ensure that they cannot turn the ball over and lose the game because of it. Because of that way of playing, it might be boring. It might be hard to watch. It's done helped them get wins and lean on the defense the last couple weeks. And so that'll be the interesting part in this Houston game, because this could be one of those games where Houston's quarterback, C.J. Stroud, looked like a rookie. And as much as I hate to do this, I think that's what could happen. And so I'm taking the Denver Broncos. I think C.J. Stroud could end up throwing probably 3 interceptions in this game. Probably end up with a fumble, if not a 4th interception in this game. I believe the Denver Broncos. Now, this will be the interesting part. If C.J. Stroud and that offense can come into Denver, it's in Houston. If they can have a great performance in this game, then Denver is fraudulent, bro. Then that just tell. But I don't know, bro, because they done beat KC, and I understand KC's offensive struggles, and I understand the Buffalo offensive struggles, but they still won both of them games against two great quarterbacks. Yeah, I'm taking Denver. I'm taking Denver, bro. I'm convinced at the moment. Arizona is in Pittsburgh, and I understand that Pittsburgh got this easy-ass schedule to finish off the season. I don't know how they got this easy-ass schedule. These motherfuckers got to play the Bengals both games without Joe Burrow. Deshaun Watson I don't even know if he played the first time they played against the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I know he ain't going to play in this game against the Pittsburgh Steelers when they play against Cleveland again, or when they played against Cleveland last game. I mean, no, they played the Bengals last game. I'm just saying that I don't know how Pittsburgh got this easy-ass schedule to end the season, but nonetheless, I'm taking the Cardinals to win this. Listen, I told you last week the Cardinals was losing that game. It ain't that they was a worse team than the Rams. It ain't that the Rams was so much better. It's that the Rams just know how to beat the Cardinals. The Cardinals, I think, will find a way to beat the Steelers because this is my belief. Kyler Murray is better than any quarterback the Steelers can employ in this game. Mason Rudolph, Kenny Pickett, Mitchell Trubisky. Hell, you could throw a running back at the position. Could care less. This is a type of game Kyler Murray should find a way to win. And I understand he just getting back from his injury. I haven't given him that excuse. Well, I pretty much have. But I believe this is a game that the Arizona Cardinals can find a way to win. I believe this is a game where Kyler Murray make enough big plays and have enough big moments that propels him to a win over a team that's still, to me, I don't care what they did last week yardage-wise offensively, still not a good offensive team to me. And so even though they have a record over 500, they're not a good team, bro. Carolina is in Tampa Bay. If Tampa Bay lose this game. Now, I'm not going to bet on Baker Mayfield, obviously. I'm telling you Tampa Bay is going to win. How Baker Mayfield plays, who knows? But they should win this game against the 1-9. You know, the real shame in this is the Carolina Panthers are 1-9. They don't even get rewarded for this at the end of the season with a number 1 pick in the draft. Something that could really help Bryce Young. Don't even get that pick because it's went to Chicago. So, I mean, it is just rough out here if you're a Carolina Panther fan, and I see nothing changing. We already talked about that. Cleveland is in LA taking on the Rams. I'm taking the Rams to win this game. The Rams might fuck around. My Rams might fuck around and get into the playoffs, bro. That's all I'm saying. My Rams might fuck around and get into the playoffs. Make the wild card, God, now. I'm taking the Rams to win this game. Cleveland's offense leaves a lot to be desired at the moment. It just leaves Deshaun Watson done. Nick Chubb done. I don't know how a team can survive what the Cleveland Browns done had to deal with this season, if I'm being honest with you. Like, it'd be very hard for me to fire anybody on this team at the end of the season, understanding what they done had to deal with. You lose your best offensive weapon in Nick Chubb. You lose your franchise quarterback in Deshaun Watson throughout the season. Now you know he done for the season. I just, at this moment, I feel for the Cleveland Browns. I really do. And I'm taking the Rams to win this game. Kansas City is in Green Bay. Now, when I first saw this game, I was like, oh, yeah, I'm definitely taking Kansas City. And I am still definitely taking Kansas City, but I think this could end up being a good game. But I do think this will end up ultimately being one of them games where Jordan Love possibly look like a rookie or a first-year starter, because that Kansas City defense, bro, oh, my God. And I told you, Jordan Love looked like a young Aaron Rodgers to me with some of the throws he made. But a young Aaron Rodgers threw a couple picks because of them throws. And I could see Jordan Love throwing a couple picks in this game against this KC defense. Plus, it just feel like this is the type of game that the Kansas City Chiefs understand they have to win for the simple reason. If Kansas City want the playoffs to go through KC, this is the best chance they have. They look at their record. They look at the schedule they have for the end of the season. They look at the Baltimore Ravens schedule to end the season. they have to win these games that they are favored in, because the Baltimore Ravens have a tough schedule to end the season. Baltimore probably still gonna make the playoffs, but they ain't winning that number 1 seed if they struggle with these next couple games and don't walk away with a favorable win-loss record in those next couple games. If you KC, you looking at these games saying we could possibly or probably should win the rest of these. So to me, this is a big game for KC that I think they're gonna end up winning this game. And that's the Sunday night game. The Monday night football game, Cincinnati is in Jacksonville. I don't know how this fucking game didn't get flexed out of fucking prime time, seeing as how Joe Burrow is not going to be playing. Nonetheless, we're going to take the Jacksonville Jaguars to win that game. I'm telling you, bro. This is just further proof why I don't think Jacksonville's serious, bro. They're going to win this game, but I mean, it's against the Cincinnati Bengals without Joe Burrow, bro. It's getting real difficult to judge how great a team Jacksonville really is. And you got to remember, I picked Jacksonville the last 2 years, this year and last year, before people thought they was going to be great, to win the division. Both years, I done picked them. It's what I want to see from Jacksonville. I haven't seen on a consistent basis yet. It's not me going against Jacksonville or something, anything like that. Why would I pick these motherfuckers to win a division and then be going against them on a weekly basis? That's not what it is. I have not seen Jacksonville put it all together yet the way I want to see them, the way they're going to have to if they want to compete in the AFC. Because right now, what I really think a lot of these teams is banking on is that KC struggle because they don't have a great receiver, and that Baltimore's offense just have one of them weeks where they struggle. That's really what it feels like every single team in the AFC is banking on right now. Because no team in the AFC, in my opinion, look better than Baltimore or Kansas City. But neither Kansas City nor Baltimore look like complete teams. Both teams have great defenses. So that'll give Pat Mahomes and Lamar Jackson the time to figure it out. And ultimately, that may be what cost every team that have to play them, is the fact that if we cannot figure out how to light up this defense, well, Lamar Jackson and Pat Mahomes are going to figure it out. And that'll ultimately lead to us taking that L. However, if an offense can figure out how to score points against these two teams, and it's really a risk against the Ravens because the Ravens put up 30 plus points before last week against the Chargers. So this ain't even a team that's struggling to find ways to score. It's just a team that had a blip in the road last week. Really, this lean more towards you hope Lamar Jackson just find a way to, or the defense of the Ravens struggle, because it's no glaring thing on the Ravens that could go wrong for them to lose. For the Chiefs, you just pray that Pat Mahomes can't figure it out and all the receivers struggle. Because other than those things happening, KC and the Ravens, to me, look like the best teams in the AFC. And I would not understand if neither of those two teams made it to. Both of them teams should be in the AFC Championship game, in my opinion. Because Lamar and Pat Mahomes is the best quarterbacks in the AFC. And coincidentally, I think those are two best quarterbacks in the NFL. And they also, to me, have the two best defenses in the AFC right now. Two of the best coaches in the AFC right now. I just think those are the two dudes. If they got to figure it out, if your defense need to be good enough for long enough for those two to figure it out, I think you got the right two guys at the helm. So with that being said, I don't know why I ended it like that. With that being said, that's why I feel the way I feel about the AFC. I just feel like after watching what I done watched at this point in the season, I don't know if I done seen a team that if they put it all together, they still would be better than KC or the Ravens right now. And it have a lot to do with the fact that I just feel like Lamar and Pat Mahomes, you cannot give them two defenses that can hold teams way below their average for 3 quarters and tell these two dudes, if they haven't produced already, have another try at it. You're going to lose every time. You can't keep giving. What these two defenses essentially do for Lamar and Pat is they basically say, try again, try again, try again, try again. How many times can you allow both of them two dudes to try again? One of them got 2 Super Bowls. How many times can you keep allowing them two type of quarterbacks to try again before you lose the game? So that's my thoughts on that. But with that being said, I appreciate y'all for joining me on another episode of Kicking It with Saint. Tell somebody you fuck with them. Tell somebody you love them. I appreciate the support. I truly do, man. The love, support. I cannot wait till I'm at a position where I can give back to you guys in a more in another way other than just telling you how much I appreciate it. Because I understand we got people who tell it every day who say, oh, you know, I appreciate it. And, you know, people, because I know we in a cynical world and that's what a lot of people think of. But I just want you to know. Fuck all that. I mean it. I truly do appreciate the support. I truly do. And understand I'm doing a lot of different things to grow the show and be better to make it an even better show for you guys. You know what I'm saying? When we created this intro, the Aaron Donald one, where we finally got basically Aaron Donald, a video of Aaron Donald coming in, we thought that was going to get copyright stricken when we uploaded that. It did not. And so it's done been in the entrance ever since. And we going to be able to find ways to make that even like better. So appreciate all the support. Appreciate the likes, the comments, sharing it, subscribing, all of that, man. I truly, from the bottom of my heart, I couldn't even imagine how much I appreciate y'all. With that being said, though, tell somebody you fuck with them. Tell somebody you love them. You can be anything in the world. Choose to be kind to somebody today. Like, subscribe, share. Saint out.
I got the moves like hot sauce. Lil' mama taking the top off. I'm laying down getting topped off. After this, she know she getting knocked off. I know she loving the money, so I keep on thumbing and thumbing. She say she horny when she taking shots, so I keep them coming and coming. Now I'm putting dick in her tummy. Scoop her up like I'm raking the summers. You would think shawty red track, the way that she running and running. You getting dumber and dumber. You out here chasing the bone. After she finished from giving me dome, the Uber is taking her home.